now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, please, Dr. Vijay Pal Singh ji, most
Yes, sir,
welcome
sure.
and please continue the talk.
Yeah, good morning and thank you very much for the nice introduction, Dr. Ramkrishna Thakur, and also for the wonderful opportunity you have given us for the talk, which is everybody's concern. Food safety is everybody's concern as we are eating at thrice in a day. And I also would like to thank Dr. Priyanka Tyagi for also giving me the opportunity as we have done something together in JNU. And because of Corona, now this is all online, and this has taken the fun of interacting with you one by one. If it had been one to one, then it would be really, really nice. And also Dr. Renu Singh for also collaborating and cooperating for putting this event together. So basically, this talk will be divided into three portions. First, what is you people can do, means can you enter into the food safety. Second, this what you can do in food safety, and third is about the fun related some quizzes, and we will have a discussion, mostly interactive. So let me start with the first, this one. What is Food Safety and Standard Authority of India? Food Safety and Standard Authority of India is autonomous body established under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. Sorry, FSSAI has been established under the Food Safety and Standard Act 2006, which is a consolidating statute related to food safety and regulation in India. FSSAI is responsible for protecting and promoting public health through regulation and supervision of food safety. So with this small introduction, now I would like to that you people as a biotechnologists or basic science people, what can you do and can you enter into the food safety or not? So first, coming to the plant biotechnology that provides solution to make food safe for the consumer. Like they can genetically modify it, like recent example is the papaya to defend themselves from again ripening against from the ring spot disease. Also, they can increase the shelf life of the crop, like delayed ripening of the tomato, prevention of browning of the apples after being cut, enhance the nutritive value by genetically modification like golden rice fortified, which we popularly call as biofortification with the vitamin A. We can also modify for safe consumption like potato, which produce less acrylamide, which is a potent carcinogen which comes off when you are doing deep frying. So this is also very good. And also production of allergen free product like peanut with a less energetic potential. So these are the some of the area which you can people start like, and also like microbiological biotechnology for innovative solution in food safety and preservation. Like preservation, we want the food to be stay healthy for longer time. Prevention of post harvest loss due to bacterial spoilage. Bacteriophage or phage is a virus that infect and kill bacteria. Bacteriophage are being currently used as a biopesticide instead of a chemical pesticide. These are being used as a biopesticide, food preservative, or the biotherapeutic agent as an alternative to antibiotic to combat various bacterial disease in crops. Also, the food preservation, bacteriophage therapy like deal is a harmless for human antibacterial approach available, which can be used as a food preservative. It is very effective to control a wide range of foodborne pathogens such as Salmonella species, Campylobacter species, Listeria species, E. coli species. Biotechnology for production of natural food additive. When your food is being packed, as you can see on the right side, it needs some preservative so that it can be shelf life can be increased. And you can see some of the E numbers, which is very popular in Europe, like E102, that is for tetragen, which is being used in sweet biscuit and musk. This use of food additives can be replaced by natural food additives. This also can be done, and you people can help in that one in introduction of essential minerals, vitamins, calcium, iron, iodine, biophytes, or lactobacillus dietary fiber, protein, and other essential substance. And all these indicate that importance of microbial biotechnology in the food industry. Animal biotechnology can help in the improvement in the quality of food. It can also help in recombinant enzyme production, the like rennet for making cheese, lactose-free milk production, and to enhance the taste of the product. So microbial, animal biotechnology, plant biotechnology, basic bioscience, you people have a lot to contribute into food safety. Biotechnologies or science play also pivotal role in ensuring the food quality. Like molecular biology method like PCR and DNA hybridization have made the detection of infesting pathogen faster and accurate. ELISA and microarray technology are two powerful biotechnology tools which are employed to identify pathogen and pesticide present in the food. And these technology, if it is being used in food safety and food quality assurance and quality control, then you have a direct role either as an employer or either as a researcher. Microbial biotechnology used extensively in food quality assurance in different areas of food industries, highly processed food, fermented food, and food of animal origin. Bioinstrumental techniques such as flow cytometry and immunoassays often used here. So also the career in food biotechnology. If you are a food biotechnology or a biotechnologist, what are the career you have? You can be a food scientist that investigate, analyze food for harvest to processing, cooking, and consumption. As of now, I can say nearly 500 labs we have which are doing food testing, and all of you have a role for employment there or start your own. Quality assurance technologies like conduct routine tests for raw material and food product, as mentioned by Dr. Thakur in the beginning, that from the farm to the fork, from production to the table, it is being quality control is being done at every level, and that is being done by mostly the science researcher. Research, product, and development of technologies collaborate closely with the manufacturer, quality, sales, and marketing teams to develop the new product. So sensory scientists like ensure that food products taste as they should and are good and appealing to eat. Investigate consumer preferences, and also food safety coordinator manages food safety system and program to ensure products meet food safety standard. So with this, now we are coming, this is what I was trying to, that some of the people think that, oh, we have no role to play in the food safety, we cannot be employed there. That's not true. You can be employed at some more than 600 labs which are doing food safety and also for FSSAI. So you have a direct and indirect role as being scientist from the farm to the fork. Now, even if you are not means directly involved, what you can do, what is our role? We have 1.9 billion obese people in the world. We have 820 million people who are hungry, and also 6 out of 10 risk factors are associated with the diet. As I told you in the beginning, we are eating 3 to 4 times in a day, and whatever the disease we have like obesity, metabolic syndrome, diabetes, blood pressure, and all, 6 out of 10 factors are related to diet. Diet means what we eat. The problem is very complex. On one hand, you will see that people who are very obese or very fatty, but on the other hand, you will also find the people that are hungry. So situation is very complex. How do we avoid this situation on our level? 1 out of 4 deaths is because of NCD. NCD stands for non-communicable disease. What are the non-communicable disease? Are the disease which cannot be transmitted to other, like diabetes, obesity, hypertension, and lifestyle disease. We another term we call them. They are basically because of our faulty dietary. What is FSSAI doing for that one? So we have started an initiative which we call as Eat Right India. What is right and what is wrong? What is Eat Safe? Eat Safe means we have some of the initiative like Clean Street Food Hub. We have 80% of the food businesses which are running on the road or on the unorganized sector that we popularly call as Thelawala. Or we have to have clean and fresh vegetable. So for that we have market, and we have bhog, blissful and healthy offering to the bhog. We go to the temple, we go to Gurudwara, and we have a prasadam. The prasad should also be safe, so we make sure, and for that we have initiative called as bhog. Hygiene rating of the dhaba or the restaurant, and also combating food adulteration. Food adulteration combating, I will come to you, that we will discuss in detail also later on. How can you do at your own level? Eat healthy. What is to be that we can say eat healthy? I will say that reduce take of, at least in urban area, reduce the intake of salt, sugar, and fat, and anything which comes in packed. Packed means like this chow mein or burger or noodles or Coca-Cola and everything. they are very high in artificial sugar and sweetener, and sometimes the pizza and burger also very, very high. But we try, especially I'm talking to you because it is a university, you are a youngster, you must be pausing with the, hey, I'm spending good time here and there into burger place and all that one. That is not at all good for your health. Reduce HFSS, high fat, sugar and salt, and also the trans fat. Trans fat is directly related to the cardiovascular disease, and we want to make trans fat free India. Where does the trans fat comes? If you are doing deep frying again and again using the same oil, then total polar compound goes high, trans fat go high, which is directly related to cardiac disease. Also, when you are using the oil which is partially hydrogenated, which we called as vanaspati, in our time we used to call it as dalda. So if you are using vanaspati for frying, you are eating a lot of trans fat, and trans fat is not good for you. But fortunately, trans fat is very, very tasty and also very good smell, and also you can preserve it for a long time, you can solidify. But dear friend, don't eat that which contains. So you read the label. If it is trans fat, don't eat. Reduce high fat, high sugar, high salt, and also the trans fat. Eat fortified. That also coming to detail. Eat sustainable. If you have, you must be having a canteen and you must be having a mess. If you have extra food, please share. We have some network. If somebody is interested, please drop me a mail or contact the organizer. Be in touch. I can put you in touch with the people who are sharing the food with those who cannot have the food. Reusing of cooking oil, RUCO, is another initiative. If you have used oil once for frying, don't use it again, because if you are using it again, there is a formation of trans fat as well as there is a formation of polar compound, which are directly dangerous for your health. So this is for all those who are at the going at home. Please tell your mother or your cook, if you have, don't use oil again and again, and use oil which is local and seasonal. What is local is sarson ka tel, mustard oil. So these are the some of the initiative. We have training and building capacity. We are outreaching. We can. I request Dr. Thakur, if you are listening to me, we can also help you declare your campus of GD Goenka University's Eat Right campus. We will train your people and we will tell them what to eat and what not to eat, and thereafter you can be. We can give you a certificate that GD Goenka University is Eat Right campus, and we have a support from the professional, like a network of professional of food and safety and nutrition. Now coming in detail, we have the regarding hygiene rating. If you go to restaurant, ask for the FSSI certificate hygiene rating, that indicate that these are the hotels and restaurants you can eat safe without any issue. Now coming to the food adulteration, you must be hearing a lot of news in your area that our food is adulterated, milk is adulterated, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Then what you can do at home, if you can see down, you see a book called as DART, D-A-R-T, Detection of Adulterant Through Rapid Test. This test can be done easily. I will demonstrate. I will show you some of the tests. Can be done very easily at home, and you can easily make sure that your food is safe. And if your university is interested, we can provide you the food safety magic box for school children. Food safety on wheel, mobile food safety can also come to your campus for testing of food. These DART, detection of adulterant for food safety, and food safety magic box is free of cost, that we can provide to the university. RUCO is the one which is collecting. If your canteen is using more of this oil, it should not be used again and again, because total polar compound, if it goes beyond 25%, your food is unsafe. So they can contact the local collecting agency for RUCO, and they can also make sure that they get money of. So you can sell your reused money oil to some agency and they will pay you. So sorry, this is not also free, so this can make some sense. Share food, safe food is another initiative, as I told you. So we have a alliance called as Indian Food Sharing Alliance. I can put you in touch with all those colleagues who are interested, so that if you have a party, if you have a sadi, marriage in your home and food is leftover, please do be in touch with them in advance. They will bring a van, collect your food, and they share the food with somebody who is needing them. Eat healthy. As I told you, eat something. I told you this, we have a lot of vitamin and mineral and these deficiency which is coming up, and for that we have a fortification proposal, and we are fortifying five this staples like wheat, flour, rice, oil, milk and salt. How do you make sure that these are fortified? Just look for this F plus. F plus means fortified symbol. It means your food is fortified. Also about high fat, sugar and salt, I told you. So we have a campaign called as Aaj Se Thoda Kam. I request Dr. Renu at the end of our talk. So please keep that video ready so that people can see. We have Rajkumar Rao, Virat Kohli. We are now no longer the government. We are competing with the agencies as with the corporate, so that people like you, they listen more to the Virat Kohli and Rajkumar Rao rather than a scientist or a joint director from FSSA, Vijaypal Singh. So for that reason, we are also having the support from the hero and the cricketer. Trans fat free, as I told you, how the trans fat come when you are using the oil which is fried again and again, deep fried, samosa, kachori and all, and also when you are using vanaspati or partially hydrogenated. So please make sure when you eat outside, when you eat on the roadside, which is very tasty for your tongue, but it is very, very dangerous for your heart. Make sure that you eat something which is very, very safe and which is cooked and fried in your vegetable local oil that we call as popularly sarson ka tel is the best oil. These are the some of the initiative. I don't want to see that we have safe and meat shop, some mithai shop, bhog, and fresh and vegetable and clean and street food hub. These are some of the initiative that I think there is a paradigm shift in government policies. As I mentioned to you, instead of implementing of the policy, we are also empowering you people. And this is the step in that direction that I am trying to contact and reach out to you, that now you know, you will ask that I will eat local, I will eat seasonal, I will eat home cook, I will very sparingly eat pizza, burger or Coca-Cola and whatever. But in that sense, you eat only something which is very, very healthy, and also you demand for that in your canteen and you demand for that in your restaurant. Eat something we need. And earlier we used to give, the government used to give very linear message. Now we are giving very emotional and inspirational message. We are using the services of cricketer as well as our the famous people which are also very close to you and which to whom you are listening to. Some of the importance, if you see, if you are eating like a bhaji or something like which is spicy put into the newspaper, please don't take that. Eating in newspaper brings the ink which is indica from the food, which is very easily and very quickly comes to your food, and this is also carcinogenic. Don't use mobile while you are eating, because when you eat, eating is a wholesome process. Your brain gets stimulated. From brain, it is enzyme process, releasing process we start. But if you are looking to mobile, writing a mail along with you are eating, you are not eating at all. Okay, it is important. So when you eat, you only eat, because eating is involving your brain, eating is involving a secretion of active enzymes and all that one which are very, very necessary. Eat for the taste or eat for the hunger. Don't eat always for the taste and something which is tasty, but eat for something which is, because as Mahatma Gandhi said, taste is only for up to the tongue. But if you are eating something nutrition which will support your body, then it is for nutrition which is good for you. So it is important that you see something, noodles or something, don't try to eat, but eat when it is healthy. Now, coming to the question, what can you do? So we started with the what are the possibility of you entering into the first food safety. Thereafter, we try to discuss about the food safety initiative, and you people should be careful what to eat, what not to eat. Anything which is packed or anything which is also processed, ultra processed, and also very tasty, not necessarily is also very nutritious. Now, some of the tests that you can do at your home to see whether your milk is adulterated or not. Like put a drop of milk on polished, slanting surface milk Pure milk either stays or flows slowly, leaving a white trail behind. You see, there is a complete white trail. So this indicates the pure milk, and milk adulterated with water flow immediately without leaving a mark. You see, milk is going very quickly without leaving a mark. So in that way, you can see that milk is adulterated with the this water or not. Coming to the detection of detergent in milk, and these all tests are mentioned in a book called as DART, Detection of Adulterant through Rapid Test. You can download it very free of cost, and you can write to mail. I can also send it a copy to you across to you. Take 5 to 10 ml of sample with an equal amount of water. Shake the content thoroughly. If the milk is adulterated with the detergent, it forms dense leather. So if you see, there is a leather formation, there is a foam formation there. There is a foam formation here also, but it will go slowly. So pure milk will form will thin layer due to agitation, but there is a very dense layer formation. It indicates there is a detergent added into your milk. Coming the detection of the starch in milk and milk product like khoya, chenan powder, paneer. Boil 2 to 3 ml of sample with 5 ml of water. Cool and add 2 to 3 drop of tincture of iodine. Formation of blue color indicate the presence of starch. In the case of milk, addition of water and boiling is not required. So if you are doing milk and if you are doing something else, you can easily see what detect the addition of starch in milk and milk products. You only need 2 to 3 drop of tincture of iodine, which is available in the most of chemists. Now coming to the detection of sugar solution in the honey. For testing method 1, take a transparent glass of water, as you can see from the picture. Add a drop of honey to the glass. Pure honey will not disperse in water. Just a minute, sir. Hello? Hello. Yeah? Yes? I think, oh, okay, sorry, I thought there is a call from, because it was from Gurgaon, I thought it is a call from your side. So add a drop of honey to the glass. Pure honey will not disperse in water, will settle down on the bottom. If the drop of honey disperse in water, it indicates the presence of added sugar. So you can see that this is impure and this is pure, and now honey is being nowadays consumed a lot. You can also see the second testing method, which is also being mentioned. Now coming to the detection of artificial water soluble synthetic color in chili powder. This is also very very simple test. Sprinkle chili powder on the surface of water taken in a glass tumbler. The artificial colorant will immediately start descending in color streak. You can see if it is artificial, some the color will go and settle down, but if it is natural, it will not go and never settle down. Now coming to the differentiation of common salt with iodized salt. We all know that we should take iodized salt. Iodized salt is very important. Cut a piece of potato, add salt and wait for a minute. Add 2 drops of lemon juice. If it is iodized, salt blue color will develop. In case of common salt, there will be no blue color. So this is so simple. You have potato, you have lemon, everything is there with you. If you want to see whether your salt is iodized or not, you can also do the simple test. Detection of malachite green. You might be hearing nowadays that many of the people want their this vegetable very it's looking green. Also vegetable in the your restaurant. Take a cotton piece soaked in water or vegetable oil, conduct the test separately. Rub the outer green surface of a small part of green vegetable. If the cotton turns green, then it is adulterated with malachite greens. This is also simple. Just you need nothing, a piece of cotton and also your this vegetable, whichever you want to test for the malachite green. So these are the tests. Also, like another test, which they like take small amount of tea leaves and dust and place it in the center of the filter paper. Take a filter paper and place your tea leaves. Add water drop by drop at the heap of the tea leaves or the dust. In the center, you get water. If the tea is adulterated with the color tea, water will dissolve and added color and leave streak of color in the filter paper. If the streak of color comes out of the filter paper around tea and tea dust, then it means it is adulterated. Now, These are the few example I told you about the this simple test that you can do at home. Okay, so we have covered the three portion. Started with your thing, then FSSI thing, and coming to what can you. As I told you, the talk is about food safety is everyone business. Instead of saying it is someone else business, it is your own. What can you do? Instead of asking the government should do this or this person do this or FSSI do this, you should take your own lead. Now, what is the role of, so this is the some basically I want to be talk to be very interactive, because now we had a issue of webinaritis. Everybody's fed up of webinars. So to understand and to make it more interactive, I have just made it more means question based, that what is the role of iron in anemia, formation of red blood cell or formation of white blood cell. The question and answer is formation of red blood cell. Where do we get the iron from? Iron we get from our leaf vegetable. And iron is also now available into fortified salt. Iron and iodine together, that we call as double fortified salt. So if you think that this I am still having a iron issue or anemia issue, you can take double fortified salt. Person with anemia look pale, is always fatigue and look weak. How do you know that you have anemia? So okay, you will always think, okay, I'm very tired, and also you will look pale and fatigued, weak. Yes, you will look like that. Answer is yes, if you have anemia. Which vitamin enhance iron absorption? Vitamin D, vitamin C. The answer is vitamin C. This makes the iron in the form of ferrous so that it is absorbed quickly and well. Having tea and coffee with meal improve iron absorption in body? Answer is no. Nowadays it has become a fashion. If you go to the canteen, that people always take tea and coffee before meal or with meal or after meal. And this is really not good. If you have taken tea and coffee with your meal, your protein and fat digestion and gone really average. Okay, and that will not be absorbed because it have a tannin and which is not letting iron to be absorbed. So please don't eat just to show off that you are having a coffee. Coffee along the way with the meal is not very of good options. Coming to the cooking method that tends to improve the iron absorption are sprouting and fermentation, baking and canning. And the answer is sprouting and fermentation. And that's why you take the grams and all this dal, whatever is in sprouted form, so that the biological availability of nutrition increases and you get more and more nutrition. But by baking and canning, which is the artificial process, you get a lot of addition of this salt, and this salt addition will lead to hypertension problem. Which salt has iron added to it? And I already told you the iron is being added into double fortified salt. So double fortified means salt which have iron as well as iodine. Sorry, for controlling hypertension one need to maintain a healthy weight. Yes or no? Yes, you have to maintain. Whenever we have a weight problem or obesity problem, except the few cases which are we called as healthy obese, most of the time obesity bring and invite lot of disease, including the diabetes and hypertension, which are very common. And that situation we call as metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome means obesity along with hypertension and diabetes. So it is important to maintain the healthy weight. Food high in salt tend to increase the risk of high blood pressure. Yes, it increases the risk of high blood pressure. What do? We always add extra salt on our salad or on our dal or on our food. Please avoid adding extra salt. It will add to the problem of hypertension. What do you do if you don't have salt? Because if there is no salt, there is no taste. So better you add some spices instead of salt, which will make the taste far better and adapt to that. So it is important that you control the salt intake. Because we are all like tasty food, no problem. Try to adjust the taste of the food by adding the other spices rather than salt. Fruits such as sweet lime, or we call as Mossambi, peaches, etc., are beneficial a person with hypertension. Yes or no? Yes, because Mossambi or sweet lime have potassium, and if you are taking a lot of potassium, then sodium and potassium ratio, which in popularly called is in our science polarization and repolarization at the level of cell, sodium and potassium, it will help in reduction or of hypertension. So this is good for person who are having hypertension. Select the better food for a person with hypertension: processed cheese or cottage cheese. Answer is cottage cheese, because processed cheese, packed cheese, as I told you, might be having high fat as well as high salt, which is not very good for our health, because high salt and high fat is leading to obesity and hypertension. Which food should be used freely for a person suffering from high blood pressure? Fresh fruit and vegetable and canned fruit and vegetable. Answer is fresh fruit and vegetable rather than canned or packed. Fruit and fruit juice or vegetable, because fresh fruit and vegetable also have a lot of fiber, complex sugar. Complex sugar is released slowly. If it is released slowly, it is very good for hypertension as well as for diabetes. Next is one can enhance the flavor of low salt diet by adding pickles and papad, or by ginger, garlic, mango powder, or lemon. Answer is ginger, garlic, mango powder, lemon. If you are adding pepper, pickles and pepper, again you are adding a salt which is invisible, and also the fat which is used for frying of these, which is not good for your health. So always try to take low salt, and instead of that, if you want to make it more tasty, try to add some ginger, garlic, or mango powder or lemon. This is good for you and also good for your health. Coffee consumptions tend to increase the blood pressure. Yes or no? Yes, because it have caffeine and it increase the blood pressure. Which of these has high fiber content? High fiber whole wheat flour, that we called as atta, on refined flour atta, that is maida. Certainly whole wheat flour. If you are having anything which is refined, it means the fiber is removed, and you are having maida. Maida is also not very good for your health, and it lead to many. Anything which is ultra processed is not very good for your health. Sometime, or I mean, some of the time it is okay, but not always the time. Which one is the healthier snack for obese person? Vegetable samosa or vegetable idli? The answer is vegetable idli. Why not vegetable samosa? Because vegetable samosa is fried, and if it is fried, it must be having a lot of invisible fat, and maybe all some of the total polar compound or fat, which is not good for your health, and we another term we called as trans fat. Select an appropriate beverage for an obese person: coconut water or sugar sweetened beverages. The answer is coconut, but our choice is always sugar sweetened beverages, which is available freely into our canteen in our eating area, and these are always very high into the artificial sugar, which is very tasty, and also caffeine, which is also stimulating, but for a very brief time. Important is coconut water because it has a lot of natural mineral. Next question is, select an healthier cooking medium: rice bran oil or vanaspati. The answer is rice bran oil. Why not vanaspati? Vanaspati, I told you the beginning, it is a partially hydrogenated, and we called as desi ghee many of the time, but it have a lot of trans fat when it is industrially produced, partially hydrogenated, and maybe it is having. Why the partially hydrogenated or the trans fat is not good? The answer is it is bringing LDL high, bringing the HDL low, it is causing the systematic inflammation, it is also causing all those in pro-inflammatory marker high, and also directly related for the cardiac problem. So it is very well proven, and WHO has said that India and world should be free of trans fat by 2023, and India will be trans fat free by 2022. The preferred method of cooking food for a diabetic person is frying or steaming or roasting? The answer is steaming and roasting, because frying will lead to the a lot of fat in your food, which is also not good for a diabetic person. That frying food or trans fat will lead to the all this LDL HDL issue, and also the systematic inflammation, and also other issue which are not good for your health. And a healthier vegetable to select for diabetic person is root vegetable or green. Root vegetable is like potato and sagargandi and other thing, and green vegetable. So answer is green, because green vegetable have a lot of complex fiber, whereas root vegetable is also having this starch or easily condensed form of carbohydrate, which is not very good for a diabetic person. Which fruit should be preferred for diabetes? Grapes or orange? The answer is orange, because grapes have immediately available simple sugar, which is not good for diabetes. And this, with this, we comes to the end of the talk. And my dear friend, I try to keep the talk simple for the reason because there is a diverse audience. But if you want, I can also give a scientific basis of the talk, which you can, if you like, I can also be available for that. So with this, I would like to end my talk and open for the questioning. Thank you very much, Dr. Renu Singh, if you are available, and if there is any question.
Yes, sir. Before that, would you like to open that video which you have sent?
Yeah, yeah, please. But in your video, the voice is not coming. Make sure that voice also come.
Okay, okay, sir.
Hmm.
So it has the same issue. Hello.
Yeah, I cannot see Renu.
Sorry, sir. I will try again. Before that, shall we take the question, sir?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Uh, Thank you, sir. So you have delivered a very informative, scientific, and very interesting lecture. So nowadays we have changed our lifestyle too, and we are more dependent on fast foods. But your lecture is like an eye opener for all of us. And here we have our some of the participants with their queries. And I would like to request Aditya. Aditya, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes.
Yes, you
Hello, ma'am.
ask your question to the directly to the sir.
Good morning, sir. I am Aditya. Sir, my doubt was what is adulteration?
Yes. Aditya, very, very good question. The adulteration is something which is added to the food which is not safe and which is done intentional. Understand? So something like a contamination come to our food because it is there in the nature. Like you might have heard the lead into our Maggie. So that was there in the water, it has come into the Maggie. So that is called as contamination. But adulterant is like adding of urea into our milk, which is dangerous for our health first, and which is also being done intentionally. It is not unintentional, it is knowingly added. And when this kind of things are done, then it is called as adulteration. So very good question. So there is a very clear cut distinction between adulteration and contamination. Contamination, which is naturally comes from the natural resource of like soil or water or anything, but adulteration is intentionally added to this your food. I have done with Renu. Can you come to the next question? Renu Singh? Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello, good morning, sir. Priyanka Tyagi here.
Yes, Priyanka. Good morning.
And good morning, sir. Maybe network issues there, so I guess we can take up the other questions.
Yeah.
Okay, Parul Singh is asking how ELISA method can be used for the detection of food adulteration.
Yeah, Parul, this is a very good question basically, and that how ELISA. So we have a test method. Whenever we set a limit for anything, any adulterant or contamination, we also tell the test method, which is the test method. And test method is done based on the sensitivity and specificity, that how false positive, false negative test they will detect. So for the milk, I don't think ELISA is acceptable. For antibiotic and other thing, detection of antibiotic residue into the milk, ELISA tests are being done. So for your question, the adulterant in milk are like urea, maltodextrin, antibiotics, and other things which are coming. These are the things. And by ELISA, we can detect antibiotic residue, some, not all, into the milk, which is not good for our health.
So, Parul, did you get your answer?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Exactly.
Anything else you want to ask?
No, ma'am. It's fine.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
So next question is from Nidhi Sharma. She is asking what is canning?
Yeah, Nidhi, canning is basically preservating technique, and which is usually, I don't know the detail of it, I'm sure, but this is usually done by adding many of these things. And one of the method is by adding, like in pickle, we add a lot of salt, and that is helping into the increasing the life of our food. That is what we call as canning. But I don't know the much detail of it.
Okay. Nidhi, anything else? Nidhi? Nidhi, are you
Yes,
there?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Anything else you want to ask?
Yes, ma'am. My second question is that what is the role of food safety officer in FSSAI?
Yes, Nidhi, the role of food safety officer is this, that he is our soldier in the ground. If there is anything wrong, he will, the person who will go and pick the sample, deposit into the lab, and also analyze and start the legal proceeding. So he is the person, like in police, you have a constable at the ground. So he is the main person who can collect the sample, who can enforce the law, who can put the penalty and everything related to FSSAI. He is the person who is empowered to do. So there is a duty of FSO which is defined in Food Safety Standard Act 2006. But he can go, he can inspect, he can see the license, he can see the kitchen, he can see the factory, he can pick the sample, he can deposit the sample into the lab. So multiple things, anything related to food safety on ground can be done by food safety officer, Nidhi.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, next question is by Himanshu. He is asking, caffeine is good or bad for all over health?
Yes, Diman, so this is a very tricky question. So anything good or bad depend on the dose. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, Himanshu, the answer is that if you are taking in a moderate dose, then it is good, like a drug. chemistry or chemical is the basis of toxicity. It has to be taken in certain amount, but if it goes beyond the amount, then certainly it is very, very bad. And I forgot the dose, but I can tell you the dose if you can write a WhatsApp or mail to me. So it's a sometime, and we all of the, and in fact I am fan of tea. If I meet anyone, first thing I do is that they go out and take a cup of tea. And if you take too much of tea and caffeine, then it is also not good. So in a certain dose, it is good. But if you go beyond a limit, it is not good for your health. Yes, Himanshu, you were asking something.
No, sir. I'm clear, sir.
Okay.
So Drishti also has related questions, sir. She is asking that, and if caffeine is bad, then why people use it to take it for getting rid of sleep?
Yeah, because
So
it
I
is
guess
stimulant.
students are doing it. Yeah, students are doing it frequently during the examination. They
Yes, ma'am.
drink coffee
Yes, ma'am.
in the night. I guess that's why she's asking this question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, Nidhi, this is actually I told you, the anything good or bad depend on the dose. It is very, very important that you should have things in means in a limit. So it's not bad if you are taking a limit, and we all take when we are stressed and when we are preparing for exam. And I told you the fan of tea, so not nothing wrong. But if you take beyond a limit, then certainly it is not good for your health. And I can tell you the dose and how much coffee and tea you can take in a day once I refer to the document.
Sir,
Yes, Himanshu.
sir, can you just give a rough idea of dose?
I think I have done a study. I have read about the study of a German in BFR, and they were mentioning beyond 8 cup of coffee or 5 cup of coffee. But coffee of German and tea of us is totally different because they take without milk and it's very, very high in caffeine. If you take coffee from that place, these people, then certainly you cannot sleep. But our is not so strong. So it depends on what is the quantity, but it is defined in a cup of coffee or tea, but I can give you the paper related to that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, Poonam Yadav is requesting you to share the link for online book on the food adulteration.
Yeah, Priyanka, just write DART. DART stands for Detection of Adulterant through Rapid Test in FSSAI. You will Google it and it will take directly to the link. In case if she does not get, just send me a WhatsApp. I will share it with you on the mail and you can send it to the Poonam. And it is very, very interesting book. And also there is another book called as Magic Box, Food Safety Magic Box. Please ask your sir to write a mail to Food Safety CEO so that we can also send a Food Safety Magic Box to you and you can do some test on your own without going to any lab.
Okay, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, next question is from Janvi. She is asking how chocolates help in increasing memory retention.
Oh no, Janvi, I don't agree with you that chocolate help in increasing memory retention. This is not proven. Chocolates have a lot of this artificial sweetener and it's very, very tasty. You can have it. But I don't agree that chocolates help in increasing the memory retention. For that, this is a very purely scientific question. If there is something literature available with you, scientific I am saying, not on Google, do share with me, but I don't agree with your idea that chocolate help in increasing the memory retention. I have not heard about it.
It's dark chocolate I have studied about.
Yeah, but I agree with
Too
you.
much caffeine.
Yeah, but how does it help in memory retention, Janvi? I have not read about it. I'm sorry, but if you think that it is true, please do share the data or paper that is there with you.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Sir, next question is from Divjot Singh. He is asking where can we file the complaint for adulteration?
So Divjot Singh, if you see some adulteration in your area, where do you live? Go and ask the food safety officer or FSSCI, and the app is there that we call as Food Safety Connect. You lodge your complaint there, and that it will be forwarded to the respective authorities.
Devjot Singh, are you there? There is another question from his side related to what about the fake brands? So it's not a complete question.
Yeah. So this fake brand and adulteration is you have to file a complaint for that if you have see a fake brand. And FSSAI is available on every platform like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Please do tag and send a complaint to FSSAI. Then they will forward to the respective state or district, and they will take action against them.
Yeah, okay, sir. Anushka is asking, is double fortified salt good for people having thyroid problems instead of taking iodized salt?
Yeah, double fortified salt is being introduced looking to the problem of rampant anemia in our population. So this iron will take care of anemia, and iodine will take care of thyroid problem. So certainly it is okay, not a problem.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, Pavanji, she's the faculty here, and she's
Yeah.
asking, although titanometric analysis are there for food industry, but can pyrogenic testing and sterility testing be used in food industry?
No, they are not being used, Pavanjit Kaurji. This is mostly in drug discovery and drug quality assurance that we do pyrogenic and sterility testing, but they are not very common into food safety.
Pavanjit? Pavanjit, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there. Sir, actually, they are also like giving giving information about how much of pathogens are there. That's why I was asking if they are like we can use them in food industry too or not.
Yeah, Pavanjit, the kind of pathogen which are there in our food is totally different from the pathogen which could be possibly there into
Exactly, sir,
our.
exactly. That's why I was
Yeah.
asking the same.
So Campylobacter, Listeria, Salmonella, E. coli. So generally for them we don't do pyrogen testing, but we have defined a limit, and that limit should be beyond certain number, and that limit is called as allowable level of protection. That is called as ALOP, ALOP. So
Right,
that is being done basically based on that how much bacteria can cause disease and how much level of bacteria can easily be passed off without causing any disease. But for that test, we don't do pyrogenic testing and sterility testing, because anyway you will find some number of bacteria. Sterility is not possible, and for
right,
that we usually go for we generally go for testing of food for that particular bacteria, not for this pyrogenic. But they are these two tests are very common into drug discovery and drug related quality testing.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next question is by Sapna, sir. Sapna, Gitanshi, they have asked some questions. They are from MSc Microbiology here. And Sapna is asking, some people take coffee as their pre-workout drink. Does it help to gain sudden energy?
No. Caffeine is only CNS stimulant. It doesn't give energy, but it makes you a little bit active so that you start your work or your workout, but not for energy. And you should not take, because I think probably I'm not an expert in that, but I'm doing yoga and exercise. We should start with this empty stomach and with this plain water. Sapna.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So Gitanshi is asking, what is the effect of adulterants?
Adulterant are those, Gitanjali, which I told you in beginning, which is not good for your health, certainly, and which are being added to make the profit for this all business. So it will have a certainly bad effect. Suppose if you have urea, then what will happen? You will have kidney problem. If you have detergent, what will happen? Diarrhea will happen. If you have some antibiotic adulterant, what will happen? You will have antibiotic resistance. So depend on which adulterant is there and what is the effect. Effect depend on what is there. So but when you see the word adulterant, certainly it is not good for your health. It will have some really bad consequence for your health.
Yeah, okay, sir. Then Gaurav is asking about the issue of Nestle Maggie.
So this is, I think we should not discuss much here, but I can certainly tell you that was the lead, which was excess in amount, which was prescribed by FSSAI beyond a limit. So we have prescribed that lead cannot be there in beyond certain limit, and it was there in the Maggie. But let it be like that. It is available. Reports is available on the online. You can read there, Gaurav.
So exactly what is the situation now, sir? Because if now Maggie has
How it is
started
safe?
coming.
No, it's okay now. Perfect.
Okay.
What is there in the market is now means ensured that it is safe.
Yeah. The next question is from Drishti. She has written, as we know that Maggie is having maida and having no dietary fiber or any vitamins, but everyone is so influenced by it. So what is your opinion on this?
Yes, Drishti, I wish. Thank you very much for asking this question. Everybody is influenced. I don't know why, but it have no. Everybody, okay, but please, something which is I don't know. This is a behavioral issue. We should have. I request Priyanka to organize another talk on behavioral issue. Young people start doing something which everybody is doing, peer pressure or to show. But if you take tomorrow coconut water, you bring your some chach or dahi from your, everybody laugh at you. But are they bad? No, certainly they are 100% good for your health. But I think it is peer pressure and it have no nutrient and no fiber. And I don't know how to influence, but now I have started to study behavior also. So, and also even if you are somebody who is your good friend, your daughter, your son, how much you try to them, they will not eat in your front. But as and when you are not around, they will only eat this pizza, burger, and this one. But I can tell you, Drishti, as far nutrition value is concerned, no. Please start taking local. Please start taking seasonal. Please start taking which is because whatever you take, it is not for the taste or for your tongue, but it is for the nutrition for your body. And for your body, what do you need? You need energy, you need protein, you need vitamin, you need mineral, you need everything. Not for the tongue. Tongue is means you have swallowed and it is gone. So the very good question. I don't know why it is so popular. I don't take it. Sometime I take it. When I was tracking and nothing was available, only this was available. But please be our ambassador, Drishti. Be our friend. Make it popular. Try to convince people. They may laugh at you, but slowly they will listen. That's why we are having a talk. That's why I make my talk very simple and basic. Okay. So
Yes.
don't take for your tongue, don't take for taste, but take for your nutrition, take for your body.
Yeah, right, sir. Sir, then Himanshu is asking about what type of salt is good for daily use, iodized salt or pink salt. I guess he's talking about Sendha Namak.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Himanshu, I think the best salt is iodized salt because it is having all the salt means it has to have NaCl and it has 5 gram, 2 grams should be NaCl on that one. But I don't know because nowadays also because so many misinformation are also circulating. And for that, you are a scientist, you are in a scientific organization, you are young, you are studying. Don't believe on WhatsApp University. Read something scientific. If it is scientific, when I say also does not include Google. Read some scientific publication which have given some solid scientific evidence and data. So I believe that iodized salt is good. I don't know about pink salt, so I have no comment on that.
Okay, sir.
Next question is from Debjani. What foods help relieve allergies?
Yeah, Devjani, there are some food which are allergic to some people, like lactose intolerance, or some people are allergic to this peanut, or in our area, some people are allergic to some food. So I don't know whether some food are relieving allergy, but I know some food which are allergen inducing, and for that reason, we should have on the label which say this is free from this allergen, so that people who are allergic to that should not take that food. So if somebody claims that this food relieve allergy from that food, I also tell Devajani that it should be based on some scientific evidence rather than something which is circulating into your social media. I don't believe so. Some fruit or vegetable or some food, packed food having some allergen, they should declare onto the packet that those people who are allergic to peanuts should not take this. Those people who are allergic to lactose should not take this. Those people who are allergic to blah blah. So there should be declaration of the food which is allergenic, not to take that. But I'm not really sure of some food which relieve of some allergy which is proven scientifically.
So next question is by Natasha. Is adulteration in vanaspati oil easily noticeable?
No, it is not easily noticeable, Natasha. You have to go for some testing, then only you can see and prove. Otherwise, it is difficult because you can always camouflage your adulteration with the means so many color and everything. So it is not easily be detectable.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
We can take up 2 more questions, sir.
Yeah.
Anushka is asking, what is the average salary of people working in food safety department? Like if a master's student wants to join it.
Yeah, it depends, Natasha, which firm they are in. Because if you are going to the government, then there is a government have certain means clearly defined rule and regulation, and for the private, it is totally different in labs. So I certainly cannot reply it all. They depend on the policy of the institute where you are applying and working and position you are applying.
Okay, sir. Otherwise, what are the scopes for scope for MSc like biological sciences students, especially like biochemistry, microbiology, or biotechnology?
Yeah, they can always apply for the food safety officer position, which have recently come and again coming up. And also my first few slides were based basically on that only, that you can go to quality control, quality assurance, testing, microbiology, and these are very much in demand. And all this research which is happening. So that is very much in demand, and there are more than 700 labs which are NABL accredited and FSSAI accredited, and which need the people like you. So there is a great demand, I can say.
So a lot of questions are there again. The next question is by Aditya. As we know that Patanjali has also launched their own Maggi, is it better than the Maggi made by Nestle?
No, we should not discuss these things in our scientific discussion. This is more political connotation, dear.
Okay, sir. Okay, and Anushka is asking, are there internship options available in FSSAI for undergraduate students?
Yes, there are positions available for internship. For that, you have to drop a mail to HR. Please keep on looking to the FSSAI website, and you can have the. But now it is closed because of Corona situation. As long as Corona will be there, I don't think that we will have this open. But yes, this internship is there in FSSAI, and sometimes it is paid also.
Sir, Sapna is asking, some people take artificial proteins like whey protein in their diet for muscles growth. Is it good for health?
Yeah, Sapna, this is also very, very interesting question basically. So for that, there is nothing FSI can do. But my personal opinion is this, that you cannot consider your body as a machine And you cannot take some protein in artificial way, only that particularly refined protein. First of all, it put a lot of pressure in your kidney first. Second thing, that if you are taking only a certain protein for your bodybuilding, it does not act in in one way. It increase the demand of something else, and which you don't supply. So I don't think that it is good for increasing taking this whey protein for the muscle growth. But I certainly have a good discussion on this and can forward some good paper by some St. John University in India, where they have done and said that if you take artificial whey protein like or some protein, it increases the demand of glycine, which is not being supplied, is not good for you.
Thank you, sir.
And though there are many questions, sir, I would take a last one question by Ruby Kumari. She's a faculty here.
Yeah.
Is there any legal control for local brands as they do not display mostly the ingredients on their packets?
Yes, Ruby. There is a legal control. Control the food. Please contact the food safety department. Where do you live? If you live in Gurgaon, then you contact the food safety department of Gurgaon or Haryana. If they don't respond, you can also contact FSSAI, and we will forward your request to them. There is a control available for them.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for answering
Thank
so many questions. And Renu ma'am, are you there?
Thank you, Priyanka ma'am. Sir, a lot of queries itself, it shows that the interest in your lecture. Your lecture was very informative, very interesting, and the students different different variety of question itself proves that your lecture was so motivational and interesting. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Over to our dean, sir. Dean, School of Basic and Applied Sciences, Dr. R.K. Thakur. Hello.
Ma'am, I guess he's not there. He has left due to some work.
Okay. Okay.
So,
No issue. Thank you, Vijaypal Singh, sir. We are very, it is our pleasure and proud for all of us to be with you and to attend your lecture. And it was really very interesting. And we will try to make our campus as a eat right campus, as you have said to us. And hope we are surely hopeful that we will meet again with you in some other sessions again. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Renu and Priyanka, you have to promise me that you will invite me personally, because virtual platform is not that exciting. But Priyanka knows that if we will meet personally, it will be very, very exciting session.
yeah, exactly, sir. I am very much aware of your sessions because how much the students they remain involved in the session, and they are so much motivated after the session as well. So yes,
Thank
next
you.
time, of course, we will have a session in the university campus.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
sir. Bye, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Priyanka ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.